Somebody asked a really good question here. What the heck is a timeline shift and how does it work? Well, let's clear this up, okay? This is just my opinion. When people hear timeline shift, they picture jumping universes or waking up in the Twilight Zone. That's not what most of us are talking about. A timeline shift is what happens when your awareness changes faster than the world around you. You start seeing things you used to ignore. Old beliefs stop making sense, and people you used to vibe with suddenly just feel off. Life hasn't changed on the outside much, but you have. It feels disorienting, like you missed a step walking down the stairs. Nothing's wrong. You're just not standing where you used to stand. And here's the key part that most folks miss. You didn't move to a new timeline. Your perception did. That's why awakening feels lonely at times. You're still in the same room, but you're seeing it with new eyes. Andre, I hope this helped, and if it hit home for you, let me know over in the comments. You're not crazy, and you're daggone sure not alone.
You people that keep saying time is moving faster, you're not imagining it. It's a physical thing. And what if I told you that removed books of the Bible actually talk about this speeding up of time? Not to mention any physical proof, but a lot more physical than you even think. So first, we have birds migrating 1 or 2 times more per year than they're supposed to. And it's not just the over-migration. Check this out. When you're laying in bed at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and you hear them tweeting, their whole clock is screwed up. But what if I told you their clock is not screwed up? It's perfect, and the way you perceive time is screwed up. And you're actually perceiving it different because the heavenly bodies, the sun, the moon, the stars, the wandering stars, are moving at different times. Just like the Book of Enoch specified that in the latter end of everything would change its course in the sky. They're tweeting at 2 or 4 a.m. because it used to be 6, 7, 8 a.m. By the way, this video has been like 3 years in the making, constantly adding stuff to it. Get to this in a minute. So you know how people say every single decade, the 40s is the new 30, 50 is the new 30, and on and on? Maybe how they're dated year by year makes them older, but by actual realistic time we can't see, they're still younger. Getting deep, right? Now, did you know that your clocks can actually change on what they call gravity, which is really density plus mass? Have you been seeing the Schumann frequency, how crazy it's been lately? What do you really think this is? Watch my older video to find out how everything spiritual and energy-wise is nuclear. Women's menstrual cycles being all messed up, jumbled up at the same time. Now, you can't just take out an old clock because it's still going to measure it the same way that all the other clocks measure it. But instead, you need to find footage of 50 years ago in those clocks, which is extremely difficult to do. Now, what would you do if I actually told you I was there when the speed up happened significantly in our age? I kid you not, it's right about mine doomsday. I look up at the clouds, and they're going so quick out of nowhere. It's not just because you're getting old. Time's moving faster.
Some people swear it started sometime after the year 2012. Others say it hit hard during the pandemic years, but almost everybody now seems to say the same thing in conversation. Time doesn't feel normal anymore. Weeks vanish overnight. Christmas comes around every 5 minutes. Kids grow up in what feels like a season instead of a decade. And even older people who once said that life moves slow are now saying that the years feel like pages flipping in a windstorm, and I can attest to that. Now, officially, science says this is psychological. They tell you that it's age perception, routine compression, stress overload, smartphones shortening attention spans, dopamine cycles, social media addiction, and our brains simply processing less unique information as we get older. But conspiracy circles have started digging into a very much stranger possibility. What if time itself has actually changed? And buried inside that theory that is one machine that people keep pointing to over and over and over again, the CERN Large Hadron Collider. Now, for people who don't know, CERN is home to the most powerful particle accelerator ever built, a massive underground ring sitting near Geneva, Switzerland, designed to smash particles together at nearly the speed of light. Scientists say the goal is understanding matter, dark matter, antimatter, and the origins of the universe itself. But conspiracy theorists have spent years believing something much stranger. And the theories that exploded around 2008, or when I started looking into it, that's when the collider first powered up. And again in 2012 when scientists announced the discovery of the Higgs boson particle. It was nicknamed the God particle. That's when online forums started filling with stories from people claiming reality itself felt off afterward. Tiny details supposedly changed, logos looked different, movie quotes felt wrong, geography seemed altered. History details didn't line up with that memory anymore. That's where the Mandela effect theory started spreading like wildfire, and I totally got into it myself. So with people claiming that CERN somehow fractured the timelines or punched through microscopic holes into dimensions, we just don't understand it. Most people laughed at it and laughed it off as internet paranoia, but then another strange conversation emerged years later. Not about reality changing, but about time accelerating. People started saying that entire years now feel shorter than old summers used to feel. Days blur together unnaturally fast. Some theorists even believe the Earth itself may be moving through some kind of energetic region in space that alters human perception and biological rhythms. Others believe that the collider experiments may have actually affected Earth's electromagnetic environment, somehow creating subtle distortions in consciousness. I don't know. Now, scientifically, there is zero proof of that, but the theories keep growing because the feeling itself is so widespread. One idea floating around conspiracy circles is that the collider may have briefly interacted with dimensions beyond our own during high-energy collisions. Not in a sci-fi portal with monster sense, but more like overlapping realities or informational layers. Some theorists point to strange symbolic videos released by CERN employees years ago that featured apocalyptic imagery, Shiva statues, dancing rituals, and references to alternate realities. And I've seen them, they're really strange. The internet went nuts over those clips, claiming scientists were mocking the people or hiding something in plain sight. Then there's the really wild theory that time speeding up isn't accidental at all. Some believe humanity is approaching a kind of a compression point, and it sure feels like it. That's where technology, AI, consciousness, and reality itself are accelerating towards something very unpredictable. They point to how quickly culture changes now, how trends die in just days, and how new cycles move in at impossible speeds, and how entire years vanish without memorable landmarks anymore. According to this theory, humans evolved for a slower biological reality, but the digital age has essentially overwhelmed our internal clocks. And then conspiracy theorists take it one step further and ask, what if CERN didn't create this problem, but detected it first? What if the collider experiments revealed something disturbing about the structure of our reality that governments and institutions decided that the public shouldn't fully understand? Some theorists even connect this to quantum physics, ideas where observation affects reality itself, suggesting that human consciousness may be more tied to time than science currently would like to admit. Others believe that we're seeing the effects of a simulation running faster, almost like a processor increasing speed as events approach some final stage. It sounds insane, I know, until you realize how many ordinary people now casually say, I can't believe it's already May. Every single month of their lives, just speeding away. And maybe that's why these theories refuse to die. Not because people truly believe CERN opened a portal under Switzerland, but I kind of do. If time really is accelerating somehow, would we even be capable of noticing it?
All right, what is a timeline jump? As you can see, we had a timeline jump 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on April 27th. This was after the graph was down for 42 hours. For me, anytime the Schumann graph is down means that there's a recalibration of energy, and there is almost always a timeline jump. I truly believe there are different realities, multiple realities of iterations of us, always playing out, and that the choices that we make each and every day take us on different trajectories. But when I'm talking about the Schumann resonance, and I'm talking about these timeline jumps, and I'm talking about purging energy, just building up to these moments, what I'm talking about is the story that you were born with in this lifetime, what you experienced, the trauma, the parents, the friends, just all the experiences that makes you creates a trajectory in energy. And the purging that happens with the Schumann resonance when we have these huge spikes of energy. You can see one right here. These purges will amplify what you're already feeling. Frustration, anger, sadness, depletion, just feeling burnt out. It will make everything bigger. If you have lack of boundaries, if you have toxic people around you, let people walk all over you, talk, down to you, whatever it is, it will amplify your anger. You will feel triggered about everything. It's because your body is holding on to energy and words that you have not expressed yet. Maybe because you didn't allow yourself to, you pushed it to the background, because really this society teaches you, hey, have some emotional regulation. Hey, bite your tongue. Hey, don't say this because that's too mean. So sometimes the things that we really want to say and probably are really warranted are shunned. So the Schumann energy actually helps us purge these emotions, because your vibe attracts your experience. And so if you're holding on to all this heaviness, you will attract more experiences this way. But when you purge them, you clear your body and change your vibe. And so when you clear this energy, you set yourself up for success, a new timeline, a new trajectory, a new identity. That's why I post about the Schumann. It's helping us elevate, whether we like to or not.
All right, so this is a really big question to answer in one video, so I'm going to explain it as I understand it and how it pertains to what I am seeing on the Schumann graph, just to keep it simple. So, as individuals, we all have individual timelines. We change constantly all day long based on your focus. Think of it like frames in a movie, right? You are constantly shifting your individual timeline based on your focus and your vibration at the time. However, because we are a collective species as well, when we are collectively focused in one direction, the momentum of that collective will shift into a different timeline. So instead of changing one frame, it's like changing a whole chapter. When I see big black spots on the Schumann, on the Tom's graph that goes through all the graphs, it has always been indicated to me that that is an indication of a collective timeline jump, meaning that us as a collective have shifted our focus in the same direction. Enough of us have done this to move us a little bit onto a different timeline, or to change the trajectory of where we might be going. The other thing to remember is there is an awakened and an unawakened collective, meaning the people who have chosen to awaken, however they define that, do the internal work and start to turn inward for answers, versus those who are focused completely outside of themselves. And if you're on the awakened timeline, you know exactly what I'm talking about. One is not necessarily better or worse than the other. I am not here to judge anything. And just because you are on the awakened timeline doesn't mean you can't be aware of the unawakened timeline. It's kind of like the idea when you talk to someone in another country and they don't really understand what you're talking about as things going on in your local community. It's like two different timelines. Doesn't mean one doesn't exist, just means you're focused on something completely different. It has been said by many psychics and many oracles for a while now that the two timelines are getting further and further apart, the awakened and the unawakened collectives. I have also been shown this in my own meditations, and I have also been told that when I am seeing a timeline jump on the Schumann resonance that I look at, it's an indication of a collective awakened timeline jump. This doesn't mean the unawakened collective isn't affected. It's just they're not usually aware of the effect, and I'm not looking at that timeline to interpret what that means. Now, of course, this is my understanding of it through meditation, research, all the things that I've been working on for the last 5 years, and it is completely up to you if you resonate with that or not. But I wanted to explain to the best of my ability the answer of that question, so I hope that helps. All right, so this is a